Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the Madlanga Commission. Let's get an update, G. What's happening on that side? Because South Africa is busy, guys. There's a lot of buzzing that is happening in the media because of things that are happening in our country. Here is what is the recent update on the Madlanga Commission, Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference, and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System, covering its progress, current issues, and what to watch. Okay, let's deal with that. Key recent developments. Number one, hearing resumed. You would remember that it resumed on the 13th, which is Monday. After a scheduled break last week, 6th to the 10th of October, due to Commissioner Sesibaloyi's commitments with the Judicial Service Commission, the Commission resumed hearing on Monday, the 13th, at the Bridget Mabandla Justice College in Tshwane. Okay. When it resumed, an application was made for someone to appear on camera, sessions to be on camera. Number two, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo's testimony was interrupted. You will remember Khumalo, the crime boss, the crime intelligence boss for SAPS, was testifying when he suddenly fell ill and could not continue on testimony on that day. You would remember that. So where they had to adjourn. Then there was also procurement delays, administrative issues, etc. But I'm sure they have sorted that one out now. Now, evidence that we have heard Madlanga Commission so far. Witnesses who have testified include KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who was the first witness and who first made the allegations on the 6th of July, 2025, via a media briefing. Okay. And then the second witness was SAPS National Commissioner General Fanny Semula and KZN Director of Public Prosecutions Elaine Harrison was the third witness. Major General Petronella van Rooyen, Head of Governance, Legislation and Policy in SAPS Legal Services, was the fourth witness, which I felt she did great. The others, Elaine, was not impressed. And then we had to General Khumalo as the sixth, yeah. Number 5, I think. Okay. Now, there was consent over transparency versus protection because of the sensitivity nature of some evidence, ongoing criminal investigations, political exposure, etc. There have been applications to hold parts of hearing privately in camera so that people are not exposed and are not put in risk. All right. So there was that. Some observers warned that too many closed sessions or restrictions could imperil the integrity or perceived legitimacy of the commission. So there was a debate around that. One of the things that we could watch out for or risk and questions, how quickly Lieutenant General Khumalo's testimony can resume and whether his evidence will add substantial new information, whether the requested in-camera sessions get approved, and to what extent the media or public access is limited, the balance between, sorry about that, the balance between confidentiality and transparency is under scrutiny because we want to hear these things, guys. If they are saying certain issues are happening in our country, we want to know about them, guys. Okay. Whether the commission sticks to its timeline, it was given a mandate with deadlines, interim and final report, so delays from procurement or witness availability could risk its credibility. How evidence implying political interference, for example, involving Minister Senzo Mchunu, the Big Five cartel, or alleged private sectors or actors, sectors, private actors, with the substantiated and whether it triggers follow-ups, legal or administrative situations. How the public and civil society respond to the pace of the commission, given past experience of commissions being slow or failing to lead to accountability. So those are the things that the commission is actually facing right now because South Africa is a bit worried. what's going to happen. Anyway, let's focus on key testimony highlights of the commission. Number one, Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo's revelations. He alleged that particular cartel within the Ministry of Police and SEPS influenced the disbandment of the political killings task team. He claims that both he and Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi were removed from acting positions not by free choice, but because of the pressure due to their attempts to address lawlessness within SEPS. He also introduced evidence such as WhatsApp messages between Brown Mokgosi and Vusumuzi Matlala, purporting to show that criminal justice system have been infiltrated by organized crime cartels. Number two, health and testimony delays. Khumalo fell ill during proceedings on about 1st October, which halted his further testimony. Because of this, some sessions were deferred. Also, the commission is rearranging witness order and perhaps the scheduling of Khumalo resumed testimony. The third thing, Witness X security and format changes. A key witness known as Witness X was testifying when technical difficulties arose that risk exposing or endangering them. Because of that, the commission halted live or in court testimony for that witness. As a result, the evidence leader read the witness statement into record rather than live testimony. There is a debate, a legal dispute about whether future testimony by this witness and perhaps others will be heard in closed session in camera. Evidence leaders have applied for that, citing the sensitive nature of evidence. Number four, media access and transparency dispute. Media houses are opposing the proposal to hold portions of evidence in closed sessions indefinitely. They argue that too many closed sessions threaten accountability and transparency. I agree with this. I agree with them. The commission has tried to reach a compromise in some cases. Witness statements and exhibits may be shown live, but anonymized. A transcript of the testimony will be made public after the proceedings. Issues that are still in dispute or pending. When and whether Khumalo will resume his testimony fully, especially since he's been unwell. Whether Witness X or similar witnesses will testify in private closed sessions permanently or partially. The commission has to rule on the application for in-camera sessions. Exact nature of evidence. Some of the Khumalo's claims, messages, phone data, etc., are still under verification. Not all material may be made public due to investigative or intelligence consent. Balancing tests between transparency and security. How much public access versus how much secrecy is acceptable given security concerns. So that's where we are when it comes to the Madlanga Commission up to so far. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Anyway, what are your thoughts when it comes to that situation? Let's talk in the comment section. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.